What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cafe. Let's talk about it. The Deliverance, written and directed by Lee Daniels, is on Netflix. Stars Andra Day, Glenn Close, Monique. Now, let me just tell y'all this before I go into my thoughts. Lee Daniels definitely delivered on this film. He knocked it out the park with this one. I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end. It kept me on the edge of my seat. It was never a dull moment. This movie is definitely a must see. Definitely a must see. If y'all haven't seen this movie, you definitely need to check it out. And I'm going to tell y'all why you need to check it out. Number one, the story. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, that this movie is actually inspired and based upon a uh, real life, real life tragedy that happened to a young lady. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Gary, Indiana. Her name is Latanya Ammons, and it's based upon what this thing that she went through with her family. So the story is so in your face because you see what the family is going through. You see the relationship that Andra Day's character have with her kids. You see the relationship that she has with her mom and the things that she's going through. That when you see that, we all have experienced that or know someone that's going through that. And that's why I said with the story that it was so in your face. And I love that Lee Daniels, the way he took it there with the story. He didn't try to butter it up or nothing. It's like, hey, boom, here it is. And I love when movies do that. They don't try to sugarcoat things. They don't try to, oh, we don't want to say this. We don't want to put this in because it might offend people. No, this is stuff that's going on. This is a reality check for people. And I love that he did that with the story. And with the story, how you see all these things that's going on with the family and how it builds up to when things start to happen, and it just pulls you in, and not for one moment do you want to turn away from the TV. The second thing is the cast. Everybody in the cast did such a great job. Everybody did such a great job, from Andra Day to Glenn Close to Caleb, who's up in here. He's also in Stranger Things. To everybody, just everybody in the cast, and also Anthony B. Jenkins, who played Andre, the youngest son. Everybody in the cast just knocked it out the park. Their chemistry that they had with each other, all the things how they interacted, it was just, man, just great. And it made you fall in love with these characters. It made you feel for these characters. It made it to the point where you really wanted to see them win. Whether it was good or bad, whatever in the film, just the moments, it was just overall the acting was just great. And the everybody just did such a great job. And the hands down, they get a big thumbs up for me on the acting. You know. The third thing. Now, the cinematography and how it went with the story. Now, some people may say, okay, well, the special effects in here when it led up to the ending was not so good, could have been better, yada yada yada. Okay, but like I said, to me, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it because let's just be honest. You have a lot of horror movies out there, and you have some movies out there that have special effects that's not really that good. So I'm not going to sit up here and just try to trash it because, oh, the CGI, the special effects, and all that stuff. even if it wasn't that good, but to me overall, it still was good to me. I have no problem with it, you know, and especially leading up towards the ending when it comes down to that final fight, it really kept you on the edge of your seat, and it took you on an emotional roller coaster. Because when you're talking about things like spirituality and uh, people having faith in themselves, having faith in God, and facing their demons and all those things, it's just overall, man. I just like I said, I have nothing bad to say about it. I'm not gonna do no spoilers on my channel because y'all know I don't do spoilers on my channel. But I'm just telling y'all, all three of those things led up to why I enjoyed this movie. I would definitely be watching it again, and why you need to check this movie out. So when it comes down to the Deliverance, on my scale of low, medium, high, I'm going to give the movie a high. I'm going to give it a high. As I said, Lee Daniels, he knocked it out the park with this one. By this one being his first crack at a horror film, he did a good job. He did a good job. You know, I mean, like I said, some people may beg to differ, but overall, I still say he did a good job. The only problem that I have with this movie is that it went to streaming and it did not go to the theaters. That's my only thing. Now they said it did go to the theaters is for a limited release, but I felt like this was a movie that should have got a major distribution behind it. I feel like Netflix should have did a little bit more push to have this in the theaters, because if this would have gone to the theaters, it would have been a box office success. Now, would it have been like hundreds of millions of dollars and all that type of stuff? I don't think it would have generated hundreds of millions of dollars, but I do believe that it would have did a very good numbers at the box office, because the story hits the home for a lot of people, and just overall the three things that I said, and it would definitely would have drawn people into the theaters to check the movie out. 'Cause especially right now, if you look at the theaters now, there really isn't anything at the theaters right now that's got people running back to the theaters. And not only that, but people are only going to the theaters now to check out certain things. But I feel that this movie would have definitely pushed people into those theaters, people who like horror films, people who are into the faith base, the church. This would have been a really good box office draw, and I believe they would have did really good successful numbers with this. That's my only problem I have with this, that it wasn't in the theaters. So, but overall, this is a must see. Check this movie out. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed, but prepare yourself because it is in your face and it hits home for a lot of people. You know, so I want to hear from you guys. You tell me how you feel about the Deliverance. Did you like it or you didn't like it? What was the things you like, you didn't like? Let's have this conversation. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned.